What's going on? I'm back. It's James, aka the Boise Jon Snow, to talk about Oscar prediction winners, I think. That's how I'm going to say it. The Oscar winners. I'm predicting the Oscar winners right now. So, yeah. The 2017 Oscars that are occurring in 2018 are something I've been looking forward to quite a bit. I've been watching all my movies, doing my studying, and I think I have a decent vibe on who's going to win. But then on top of that, I'm going to give you who I want to win as well. So I'm going to give you kind of like the list of the people right here. And then I'm just going to do a quick spiel. I'm not going to talk about the nominees. I'll just type them later. I'll just talk about what I think is necessary within this video as sort of background for all this. I'm going to talk about Best Director, Picture, Animated Feature, Actor, Actress, Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, and Adapted Screenplay. So 9. I can count. So starting the animated feature, here are the nominees right here. This one easily is going to Coco, without a doubt in my mind. It's also what I want to win. I think this is one of the best animated movies to come out in the past 10 years as well, along with Inside Out and Zootopia. I think this one is very beautiful in terms of its world building, execution, emotion, some great songs, some really clever storytelling as well. I think this one totally has it. The Academy likes Pixar as well and has given them wins in the past when they don't deserve it. But I think without a doubt in my mind, Pixar's running away with Coco on this one. Going to Best Supporting Actress, here are the nominees right here. I want Laurie Metcalf to win. Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird was absolutely delightful. I loved her. I just saw so much humanity and realness in her performance. But sadly, I do not think she's going to win. I can't remember her name right now. It was right here, and I'll put it right here again. From I, Tonya. I can't remember her name right now. I wrote it down earlier, too. But she was great. She really stole I, Tonya, which means, like, that is a big deal. When you steal a movie, you should be given the recognition for that. But I thought that an intense villain performance, which is what she did, is easier to do than a really humane, down-to-earth, and almost tender performance, and that's what Laurie Metcalf did so well in Lady Bird. So I want Laurie Metcalf to win, but I believe I, Tonya, I can't remember her name, god damn, she's taking the Oscar for sure. Then for Best Supporting Actor, here are our nominees. I believe Willem Dafoe is taking home this Oscar. I have not seen Florida Project. I hear it's amazing. I want to see it. Everything I've seen looks amazing. So of course, I want him to win because I hear good things. But since I haven't seen it, I'm going to put my bets on someone who I want to win with Sam Rockwell in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I thought his performance was very interesting. There was a lot of layers to it, and it was a nice arc he had. He probably had the best arc in that movie. And he was just absolutely hysterical in that movie, so you really can't beat that. Willem Dafoe's taking home the Oscar, but I wouldn't be mad if, we see him, Sam Rockwell, rocking out with a gold dude. Let's talk about some screenplays now. So now we got the Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Adapted Screenplay, I think, is going to Call Me By Your Name. Also, I want that to win. Call Me By Your Name is really good. It's one of my favorite movies of 2017. I thought it was so natural the way it was told, nothing was forced, and that's obviously done by the screenplay. Everything told in the story was very natural, not forced, and I don't see this one not winning. I don't know if it's been winning other awards. I'll put an answer here if it has been winning Golden Globe, stuff like that. But I believe this one's totally worthy of the Best Adapted Screenplay, and that's Call Me By Your Name. Best Original Screenplay is a really tough one, because you have 2 of my favorite movies of the year. They weren't top 2, but they're in my top 10 for sure. I believe Lady Bird is going to win this Oscar because Lady Bird, we'll talk about Lady Bird a little more later. Lady Bird's a very strong movie, has your female character, and is a very, like I said with Laurie Metcalf, a very grounded, real story, and it is a great movie. But I want Get Out to win because that screenplay, there's so much layers, so much to dig into, so much just brilliance in there too. I just absolutely love that movie. I've watched it number of times, and it's still amazing every single time. I don't know if Lady Bird has that kind of staying power, or that kind of layers. It really doesn't. It's just a pretty standard story, but told so eloquently. But Get Out, there's so much to it that I want that one to win. I don't think it'll win, though. Also, shout out to Big Sick for getting its nomination for Best Original Screenplay. Really good movie. If you haven't seen Big Sick, I recommend it. It's really adorable. For Best Actress, I believe this is going to Frances McDormand in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. I think she's got this one in the bag. I would love Saoirse Ronan to win. I thought she was really awesome. She really felt like a kid that I went to high school with, or someone I could like hang out with. She seemed really cool. Even though I do love Frances McDormand, I will be equally happy if Saoirse Ronan wins. So this is really toss-up. I'm really down the middle with this. I thought that Frances McDormand's performance in Three Billboards was very layered. There was a lot to her. Like, there was an earnesty and then an intensity that could flip on a dime. That was really cool to watch. So either way, it's between those two, but I believe it's going to Frances McDormand for sure. Best Actor is probably the most stacked category this year. Let's put it up right here, but I will name them because these are just some powerhouse guys. Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Kaluuya, Denzel Washington. You got, God damn it, Gary Oldman, and then you got Timothée Chalamet, one of the youngest, I think the youngest Best Actor nominee ever. And these are just some powerhouse actors. This is Daniel Day-Lewis's last performance. Denzel's coming off of last year when he probably should have won from Fences. And then you got a powerhouse like Daniel Kaluuya in his, like, pretty much his debut, killing it and Get Out. Like, such an amazing performance. But I think this is a two-man race between Gary Oldman and Timothée Chalamet. But Gary Oldman is going to win this. While I do want Timothée Chalamet to win more than anything, I don't think he's running away with this Oscar at all. It's Gary Oldman's, man. He's been campaigning hard. He's got the gravitas. It's Gary Oldman. He's running away with this one, no doubt. I'm sorry, I forgot to say, like, oh, here are the nominees for a couple of them, because I just forgot. I got caught up in talking, but, you know, whatever. Now let's talk about Best Director. Here are the nominees. And I think Best Director is going to Guillermo del Toro. I have a really strong feeling about this. He won Best Director at the Golden Globes. He has a very interesting style in general. And sometimes the Academy just likes giving Best Director to the prettiest movie. It happened last year with La La Land. La La Land was the prettiest movie last year. There's also some very good camera work, but it was also really goddamn pretty. Happened with The Revenant. Happened with Birdman. So the past couple of years, they've been giving it to the prettiest movie, not always the best movie. So Guillermo del Toro winning with Shape of Water is almost undeniable at this point. On the other end of that, Jordan Peele with Get Out, I believe, deserves this Oscar. There's, like I said earlier with the screenplay, there's so much going on in every single scene that multiple rewatches are required. It's just so layered. Every shot is shot for that reason. There's no, like, everything has a purpose. It's all there. And this is his directorial debut. Give him the Oscar. Who cares if it's his first time? That'd be so awesome. That being said, I think it's going to Guillermo. Now, Best Picture. Here are our nominees for Best Picture. And Best Picture is kind of interesting this year. Last year we had a two-way race between La La Land and Moonlight. A couple years back there were some undeniable winners that kind of get upset. It was very interesting how Best Picture's gone recently, especially since they've gone to 10 nominees instead of just 5. Really this year I think this is a two-man race. You have movies like Dunkirk, which are very war-heavy history. You got Darkest Hour, same thing like that. You have Call Me By Your Name, which is just a beautiful story told. You got movies like Phantom Thread, which are interesting and different, and that's what we want to see at the Oscars in general. But I think this is a two-man race, and that's between Lady Bird and Get Out. These two movies have had the biggest impact. Get Out was nominated for Best Picture, and it was released before the Oscars last year. So that means it's had a year runtime. People remember Get Out for a year. Yeah, most movies that are nominated for Oscars come out like in November. So then they remember about them and then vote for them 2 weeks later for the Oscar nominations. Like, that's how it works. And the fact that Get Out made it from this huge 9-month gap between the release and nominations for that year, it's absolutely insane. So that has to say something about the Academy liking this movie. On the other hand, Lady Bird did win Best Comedy or musical, whatever the hell. The Golden Globes are a joke anyway. At the Golden Globes. So it has a lot of staying power too. It's a very, very, very good movie. So I think it's between Get Out and Lady Bird without a doubt in my mind. I think Lady Bird is taking the crown though. Because 2017 was a very lady heavy year, which like I'm all about. Hell yeah. You had Wonder Woman. You had other Atomic Blonde. Lady Bird is a very strong movie as well. A lot of female-led movies and kind of we're this feminist movement of like Time's Up and things of that nature. And I'm all about that. So if Lady Bird takes the crown, that's freaking amazing. But I do think Get Out is the best movie of 2017, and I believe it deserves that accolade. I didn't realize how much I like talking about the Oscars till I like really got to dive into it. This was a lot of fun. I really can't wait to see what happens. I'll probably skip a video next week just because I won't see a movie, at least a new movie, between now and then. I might give you a review of Annihilation. So if you want a review of Annihilation, just like comment below or just tweet at me. Like, here's my Twitter, and I will be live tweeting on my account, or maybe this is Boise's account. I don't know, but well, both accounts, both right here. Boom, boom. I'll be live tweeting next week the Oscars, and just follow along and hit me up, see what you have to say and all that kind of things and words and stuff like that. But I'm very excited for this. I hope I'm right, but I also hope I'm wrong in some cases. Who knows? We saw Moonlight really snatch defeat from the jaws of victory from La La Land. I think I said that right. So it could happen. It's the Oscars. That wraps it up for today. So if you like what you saw or heard or I did with my hands, please hit like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys at the Oscars. Bring it in for a hug. A very well-known book. Like this, of course, it's what off the